Freedom Island. I'm just going to assume that what I've been getting so far will do some good, and then of course I'm hoping to get something that sounds really good. Sounds really like, yeah, that is definite proof that they are going to be violent. That is definite proof that they have got a plan. That's what I'm looking for, right? But I just let it record, let it record and collect what I can and stuff. And I got kind of relaxed because it was just the same every day. It was almost like going to work, you know. I found out a place that I could go to the bathroom, which was nice. There's a Wendy's restaurant not too far from there. And they've got French fries I like over there. So when I need to go to the bathroom, I'd just take a little break and I would just keep the thing recording and kind of drop something over the top of it. So, you know, it like a bandana or a map or something. So the phone can keep recording, but I don't want to leave an empty van with a smartphone sitting right up on the dashboard where somebody could bust the glass and get in, try to get that phone. So I put a little something over it and hope it wouldn't muffle too bad. And then go off and get my lunch, and then I can go to the bathroom at that Wendy's. And they know me. They know I always buy something, so they, you know, they give me the key. They have, you know, it's like everything around here. You got to get a key. Nobody can just use anything or touch anything or go anywhere because there's always problems. But the bathroom ain't bad. I don't know what the men's room is like, but the women's room ain't bad. And they let me have the key just as soon as they see me, and then I get my fries and take them back with me to the van. And it's just been regular, and then I come home and, you know, me and Evandra talk about like who's going to do laundry and what he did with his day, and I don't know, we watch TV and stuff like that. And, you know, by the time you make food and clean up food and take your trash out and wash your clothes and find out if you've got any food benefits to go pick up and do your volunteer work and get some sleep and stuff, the days just go. They just go, go, go. So a couple weeks I was collecting and I just got kind of relaxed, you know. I didn't see nothing real menacing. Like at first I was real excited that I could turn the van around, you know, so I could see them over at the work center in the rear view, you know, with the really good rear view mirror this van has, where it kind of bevels off in each direction. And I got side mirrors, and then they got a little side mirror extra part on each one. So I can see really good. But they just have the back of my head toward them. And I was doing it that way for a while. And then I thought, you know, this is kind of hard on my neck because I have to keep kind of looking up and to the side and up and to the side. And then I decided I would try turning the van around one time and see, did I feel safe? So I did. First, I was thinking maybe I would park farther back from one of my really good spaces. But then for one thing, I was afraid I would mess up my reception because, you know, I'm getting these walkie-talkie channel talks. Just it's only on a certain place on the radio, and I'm afraid to touch the radio dial or make anything different about the radio. I don't want to mess it up because I don't know if, you know, it's just a fluke and it just has to be in a very, very certain spot. And then I just don't feel like I'm going to get good reception if I'm not in one of these 3 or 4 places I park, these numbered places I park right here. And also I feel like a little bit if the van is hanging back, it would look more suspicious. I don't think the people at the work center would pay attention, but I don't want to call no attention to myself, to any authorities or anybody around me after I've had so much trouble finding a place to park and sit and watch and listen. I just want to leave it good. So I decided I would just go ahead and park right way round and look out through the windshield. And the way the windshield is and the way the light reflects off of it, and it ain't the cleanest windshield in the world. And, you know, in the wintertime, all the spackly grit and dirt and sand, you know, and all that. You know, you're up in Detroit, Michigan here. There's sand on the road and snow, and it blows. You know, there's a lake and all that. It blows on you, and the windshield gets dirty. And between it being dirty and the light just kind of bouncing off of it, I've stood in front of the van, you know, up a few spaces and looked back, and it's kind of hard to see who's on the inside. It just, the light kind of reflects off, you know, and then it's darker inside the van than it is outside. So you kind of get a sense of somebody being in there, but it's not like you see them real good. And, you know, I said to myself, they don't know that I'm up here. I've had paranoid moments where I thought they knew from different mistakes that people in my family made, you know, with my phone and different things where I thought maybe Boyce might have got an inkling that the information might have gone out through my brother or Lauren or somebody from home, and that maybe Boyce knew. But then I figured out he didn't know. He didn't have no idea. Why would he think I would be in a van up here by this work release center? He don't even know I'm paying any attention to him. He don't know I was on the internet looking for his stuff and all that. I used a different name and email and all that stuff. I'm wearing like a uniform vest. You know, they're not going to give me really the time of day, I don't think. I mean, they are suspicious, but I haven't done nothing to really attract no attention. I haven't got a word from them. I've never heard nothing on the walkie-talkie. I've never felt like there's anybody over there that noticed me or was paying no attention to me or anything like that. I'm just sitting there in my stupid van eating my snack cake and, you know, writing on my clipboard and waiting for my shift to be over is the way it looks to them. And they don't know, they don't care, I think, as far as I could tell. So I'd been having the van, you know, facing right way around about 4 or 5 days. And then I was eating something healthy for a change. Evandro sent me with a hard-boiled egg and 2 or 3 other things to eat that was a little bit more healthy, some cheese and crackers and stuff, because he looked at the van, which, you know, I do put the trash in a bag, you know, I don't just throw it all over the van. But he looked in the van and, you know, the trash thing was all full of snack cake wrappers and Doritos bags and stuff. And he didn't say nothing, but I could see the way he looked at it. And then the next time when I was getting ready to go out, he had made me a little sack lunch. You know, when he made his lunch, he made me one. So he made me a hard-boiled egg and cheese and crackers or whatever he was eating, which was sweet of him. So I brought that along with me. So I was cracking the eggshell on the dashboard and peel it off and try not to like drop little pieces of shell down in the, you know, the heating vent of the car. You know, it gets all over. It kind of like falls off your fingers. And you know, I thought this is not, I'm just borrowing this van from the church. I don't want to, you know, get it dirty or, you know, drop little pieces of food down in the heating and air conditioning and then it'd be stinky for the people and everything. You know, this is nice of them to let me use it. And, so I was cracking the egg and just trying not to make a mess. And then I got it cracked and I pulled off the other half of the shell. And then I had some little salt and pepper packets that I got at Wendy's. You know, when I go and get my fries and so on, I get me a napkin or two and I get me a salt and pepper. And I was getting ready to put some salt and pepper on my egg. And that's when I looked up through the windshield. And it was right when I looked first, I saw Uncle Boyce standing there sideways. And he was holding a piece of PVC pipe in his hand. You know, it was leaning on the ground, and then he was holding it. And he was, I think, telling somebody a joke or something. And they was laughing, and I don't know if they really thought it was funny. The problem with Uncle Boyce's jokes is that you feel like you have to laugh whether you think it's funny or not, and it's always been like that. So them guys was laughing, but were they thinking he was funny or not, I don't know. Of course, he didn't have a walkie-talkie, so I couldn't hear what he was saying. The only people I can hear talking is talking in the radio. I'm way too far away with the windows shut and all that. I'm a couple blocks away, so I can't hear him talking, but I can see him, And then just for a second, he turned his head. It's like he knew I was there. He knew I was watching him. And the weird part is I wasn't watching him. I was cracking the egg and getting the salt and the pepper. I wasn't really even thinking about him. But I just felt this kind of feeling. And I looked up and I thought, oh my God, that's Boyce. And he looked just the same, a little bit older, hair a little bit grayer, but same hat, same glasses, same something in his mouth. I couldn't, it's too far away to see what it was, but you could see from the way he's hanging his mouth open, he's got something in there. And I could see guys, talking, and he was doing most of the talking and they was doing most of the laughing and everything. And then he turned his head. And I mean, of course I couldn't see his eyes because it was, he's far away from where I'm at. But I could still tell it was that same look on his face. And I just froze up. I thought, oh my God, he sees me. He sees me. He sees me. He knows. And my poor stomach was just all clenching and working. And they laid the egg down. And they laid the salt and pepper down. And I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I thought, I'm done. I'm done. He's got me. He's got me. Oh, I did all this work and he's got me. And then I thought, this is just feelings. We talked about this in NA, that there's just feelings and it's not always what's really real. And how important it was to sit still and gather yourself up. And if you need serenity prayer, or you need a prayer, or you need to say the names of people that you care about, or something like that, that's what you do. Or you just sit still and just be with yourself, whatever. You be with your friends, somebody cares about you, and you hold still. And you think it's just feelings. It's just feelings. Feelings will go away. Feelings will go away. I don't need to take nothing to make a feeling go away. I don't need to do nothing. I can just hold still. And I'll still be myself. And I'll still be here when my feelings go. And feelings make it hard to remember what is real. And what's actual happening. And I thought, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. So I looked up again, and then he had just turned his head back, and he's just talking to them guys again. And they were just talking about the same stuff, and I thought, he didn't see me. Of course he didn't see me. I'm in a parking lot, through a fence. I'm like 2 blocks away. The sun's glinting off of a dirty windshield. He don't see me. He looks out, he just sees all of this. I'm only seeing them because my eyes are just focused right on that part of the work yard where they come out of them garage bays and stand over by the fence and smoke and shoot the shit and all that stuff they do. That's the only reason. And the way the light is, I picked a place where the light kind of filters in good, and I can see right there, and I'm used to looking there, so that's why I can see him and them, but he don't see me. But I wanted to leave so bad. I wanted to leave so bad, not just the parking lot, not just the neighborhood. I wanted to leave Detroit. I wanted to leave the whole state of Michigan. I maybe wanted to leave the United States of America and go somewhere else. And then I just thought, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. You're doing what you said you would do. You knew it would be scary. One day it would be scary. And now this is the scary time. And don't do stuff when you're scared. And I knew that was a true thing. Don't do stuff when you're scared. That's not a good way to make a good decision. So many things I've done that was not a good idea, and it was because I couldn't get the fear out, and I just panicked, and I just did the first thing. And I know that never helps me. So I thought, what should I do? What should I do?